Hi, my name is Chris and I'm a local artist here in Maryland Heights. I was inspired to become an artist through my experiences in elementary school, being exposed to art, kind of enjoying expressing myself in that visual way. And I had a really cool experience in middle school with a middle school teacher who was into airbrush work. And so I just thought he was a neat person too, and I thought that would be a great career or job to have. Very fun and very expressive. The artwork that's being displayed is a Black History collection of portraits that I have created just based on some historic figures and activists and actors that I honestly find very interesting and very inspirational in the Black culture. So the medium of charcoal is a really fun way to not only create art, but play with art at the same time as I'm working and creating. I get a sense of feel, so to touch. I'm very kinesthetic. I like to work with my hands. I'm a visual artist because I enjoy the tangible things. So moving charcoal around on paper surfaces has just been fun for me, and it gives me a deeper connection to the subject that I'm creating. Even though I can't have a conversation, it's kind of like touching and feeling the surface. It's like a connection to that individual piece. So I love charcoal. There is a piece called Fathering Black Joy. It's kind of towards the end here. It's a piece that was commissioned by the Believe Project, which is a literacy lab that it has been, I guess, created over, I believe, 7 or 8 different schools. They may even be higher in number, but it's a literacy lab for 3rd graders on up. What this is representing is just a joyful connection between a father and a child, and just expressing that love, care, and compassion. And so that piece means a lot to me. Also, at the time, I had a 2-year-old, so it was just I was feeling the same joy that I saw out of this image. So it was a really cool way to express that and share that with people. So there are some historical figures that I just had a connection with, whether it's through reading biographies, watching film, just learning about Black culture through school, and the connection that some of the activists, actors, musicians have with just the community and building, honestly, this cool culture that expresses what so many people may not be exposed to all the time. So I think art is the perfect way to express history, culture, and kind of move students out of the classroom into other spaces that they're not necessarily directly connected to, but also giving them a large amount of knowledge through music, through video, through visual art. African American artists have not always been in the forefront, so having contemporary art spaces that really do focus on those artists, it's wonderful. Also, giving students the opportunity to connect to local artists is really cool. So not only myself doing art and presenting it in this way, but also thinking about Kababi, working and doing murals locally. I have a former classmate that is a St. Louis artist, Basil Kincaid. He does large tapestries, but just connecting to artists that are in the community that come from here, come from where my students are, is kind of really uplifting and a nice way to make that connection to Black history. So I love getting students to really dive into what makes them who they are. In the art classroom, it's challenging in some ways to kind of take a general concept and twist it just enough to insert interests and cultural icons and things into work, but really talking to students about where they come from, where their family's from, what food they eat, what music they listen to, what their hobbies are. A lot of that leads back into their culture. And so getting students to represent that is actually it's challenging in curriculum, but it's easy and it happens naturally in the classroom just by having that basic conversation of how would you express who you are in this piece of artwork? And they do it beautifully. I hope that my students, my child at the moment, will look at my artwork and see that there's a passion, a bit of joy, care, and a connection to not only culture, but just I guess an understanding. I've tried to develop a art form that's expressive, and I really try to express things that are of a positive note. I know that's not always the case in this world, so having something that you can visualize, look at, and experience in front of you that kind of allows you to smile and just take in that moment, that's kind of what I want students to receive from my artwork, as well as my son. Yeah, well, I do work at Pattonville High School, so if you're a student and you're interested in taking art classes, feel free to sign up for art classes. I teach drawing 1, painting 2, 2D design, so lots of classes at Pattonville High School. And also I'm on Instagram, so yeah, feel free to follow me, and yeah.